Welcome back to another AK Goes ASMR video. Yes, I was gone for a while because something came up, but now I'm back. I'm looking to make a video at least once a week talking about true crime, maybe rambles, anything else. Anyways, to start, today's story is going to be a true crime read. It's called The Bizarre True Story of the World's Greatest Living Art Thief by Michael Finkel. Let's begin. The world's greatest living art thief is likely a 50-year-old Frenchman named Stéphane Brettweiser, who has stolen from some 200 museums, taking art worth an estimated total of $2 billion. While working on a book about him, I interviewed Stéphane extensively, during which he has discussed the details of dozens of his heists and also expressed a brazen belief that his art crimes should be considered forgivable, but only as crimes. Stéphane said that he didn't even like being called an art thief because all other art thieves seem to do nothing more than art-hating thugs. This includes the most accomplished ones, like the two men who robbed Boston's Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum on the night of St. Patrick's Day, 1990. The Gardner thieves assaulted a pair of overnight guards, bound the guards' eyes and mouths with duct tape, and handcuffed them to pipes in the basement. Then the Gardner robberies yanked down a magnificent Rembrandt seascape, and one of the men stuck a knife in it. Stéphane can hardly bring himself to imagine it. The blade ripping along the edge of the work, paint flakes spraying, canvas threads ripping until the masterpiece, released from its stretcher and frame, curled up as if in death throes. The thieves, whose $500 million crime remains unsolved, then moved on to another Rembrandt and did it again. They are barbarians, said Stéphane. Stéphane, along with his girlfriend Anne Catherine Klinklos, who served as lookout on most of his thefts, never resorted to violence or so much as a threat of violence. They stole from museums only during open hours. Wow, number one, open hours. Using subtle diversionary tactics that permitted Stéphane to make things disappear magician-like from walls or display cases, which carefully avoiding security cameras and alarm systems. Damn, this guy was doing it during the day. He's real-life Houdini. The couple escaped by strolling out a museum's front door, the artwork usually stashed beneath Stéphane's overcoat. Bruh, how the hell did he get away with that? A picture frame, Stéphane acknowledged, can make a painting cumbersome to steal. So that Stéphane did after taking a work from the wall was turn the piece over and manipulate the clips or nails on the back until the frame was detached. He left the frame behind in the museum. Empty frames were his calling cards, and was mindful that the painting, now vulnerable as a newborn, had to be meticulously shielded from damage. Later, he reframed the work. Also, Stéphane emphasized his sole motivation for stealing was aesthetic abstraction. He only took pieces that stirred him emotionally, and he never sold anything he stole. Instead, he displayed everything in a pair of attic rooms where he and his girlfriend resided in his mother's house in eastern France. There is an attic. There in the attic, Stéphane could commune with the art in ways not possible in a museum. Relaxed in a comfortable chair, able to run his fingerprints over the pieces, quietly and peacefully immersed in beauty. He and his girlfriend slept in a bed in the center of one of the rooms, surrounded by spectacular works. Stéphane always kept the door to the attic rooms locked, monitored humidity and sunlight, and told his mother that the objects were flea market finds. Stefan argued that stealing the way he did, stealing for the love of art in a refined and gentle manner, was an act of passion deserving of hardly more punishment than a routine misdemeanor. Instead of an art thief, he preferred to be thought of as an art collector with a radical acquisition style. The criminal courts did not see it in that way, and Stefan spent several years in prison, but I wondered how many other thieves were like Stefan, who else stole for love. I spoke with police inspectors, criminologists who specialize in art thieves. I combed through piles of art reports. In the realm of fiction, surely nearly every art thief in the novels and movies is a sensitive connoisseur, but in real life, fewer than one in 1,000. Fewer than 1,000 art thieves are driven by the desire to possess something beautiful. Actual art thieves only want the money they can get by fencing the work. One of their rare exceptions was a physician in Philadelphia named Frank Waxman, married with 2 children, who stole dozens of items from art dealers. In the 1970s and early 80s, like Stefan, Waxman performed only daytime thefts unarmed and well-dressed, hiding pieces under his jacket when gallery workers were distracted. An effective Waxman trick was to bring one of his young sons and ask an employee to keep watch on the child while he browsed. That's pretty smart. Waxman was not only seeking money, he displayed the loot, including pieces by Andy Warhol, Jasper Johns, and Pablo Picasso in his apartment. The pieces spotlighted as if in a museum. He and his wife, who seemed to have been under the impression that Waxman was spending inheritance from his grandfather, hosted cocktail parties at their place, and this brazen lack of caution led to Waxman arrested in 1982. Yeah, that guy, he deserved to get caught for that shit. Stefan and Kleinkloss, his girlfriend, meanwhile never allowed anyone to enter their attic lair, including acquaintances, relatives, and repair people. If something broke, it remained that way or they fixed it themselves. They never invited friends over. When they weren't stealing, the couple lived in discreet, almost monk-like seclusion. Their mindset seemed similar to that of another art crime exception, Rita and Jerry Alter, the Alters. Unassuming middle-aged public school teachers. Their 2 children grown walked into the University of Arizona Museum of Art in Tucson on the day after Thanksgiving 1985. Rita struck up a conversation with the only security guard on duty while Jerry ascended the stairs. The weather was unseasonably cool and Jerry kept on his coat. He soon returned and the Alders hastily left 15 minutes after they'd arrived. The guard, perplexed, checked the galleries and discovered an empty frame on the second floor where William de Kooning's woman Ocher had hung. There were no surveillance cameras, but a police sketch of the couple was produced and the FBI worked the case. Anticipating a speedy recovery, the Arizona Museum preserved the blank frame on display. The value of the de Kooning soared past $100 million. Yo, if anybody wants to rob an art gallery, I'm down. Fuck it, $100 million. And their frame remained vacant for 31 years. What the hell? The Alters, it turned out, had driven 4 hours back to their ranch house in Cliff, New Mexico, population of 293. They remounted the de Kooning in faux gold frame and placed it in their bedroom so that it could only be seen while the door was closed. Then they resumed their regular lives. Jerry passed away in 2011, but not until Rita died 6 years later. Was the painting recovered. The Alters stole only one time, as Stefan and Kleinkloss, starting in 1995, averaged one theft every 12 days for 7 years. They often stole multiple pieces during a crime, and more than 300 workers were eventually displayed. 300 in service or artistic desire is common in the taxonomy of sin. Stefan and Klein-Claus belong with the book thieves. Most people who steal large quantities of books are fanatic collectors, and there have been enough of these thieves that psychologicalists have grouped them into a specialized category. They are called bibliomaniacs. Alois Pichler, a Catholic priest from Germany stationed in St. Petersburg, Russia, modified his winter jacket with a special inside sack and took more than 4,000 books from the Russian Imperial Library from 1869 to 1871 before he was finally caught and exiled to Siberia for life. That is no joke, being caught in Russia for something like that. Siberia, I've seen pictures of this. It ain't the place you want to be. Stephen Blumberg, from a wealthy Minnesota family, stole 20,000 books from libraries in the United States and Canada. Bookshelves filled every wall of his Victorian mansion, even in bathrooms, and covered the windows. Blumberg was unmarried and lived off a trust fund and read incessantly. He said he was trying to learn all that the world was forgetting. After he was betrayed by a confidant, the FBI hauled off 19 tons of books. Blumberg served 4 years in prison and was released in 1995 and promptly resumed book stealing. Damn, another person. Duncan Jevons, a turkey farm laborer from Suffolk, England, stole 42,000 library books over 30 years, starting in the mid-1960s, stashing them at a few times in his battered leather briefcase. He lived alone and had a broad-eyed literary taste, taking volumes of nearly every subject except sports books, and Jevons never caused problems like people do. He said he eventually nabbed by the police and spent 8 months in jail. Stefan's favorite book thief is a fellow Frenchman and engineering professor named Stanislas Goose. What's up with these names, honestly? They're kind of sick. I fuck with it. Who had a passion for religious tomes. Goose stole 1,000 volumes over 2 years from a securely locked library in a medieval monastery. The locks were changed 3 times during his bench to no avail. Gosse, had learned in the course of his constant reading of a forgotten secret passage behind a hinged bookcase connecting to a back room of the adjacent hotel. He filled suitcases with books that felt to him abandoned, soiled with pitch and droppings, and entered and left the premises by blending in with tourist groups. Gosse cleaned the books and stored them in his apartment. He was arrested in 2002 after police hid a camera in the library, but just served probation. Stefan, like many bibliomaniacs, claimed that his crimes were victimless, but Stefan deprived everyone else of the ability to experience the works he stole. He was a cancer on civil society. The victims were all of us. His thefts were in no way justifiable, though compared with the run of art thieves, Stefan's crimes, like a great work of art, were at least aesthetically pleasing. Honestly, the book thing, if they're like just chilling in the back and nobody's taking care of them, I don't think, and then the guy's actually taking care of them and stuff, I think that's a W. Whereas Stefan and these other art thieves, yeah, they're stealing, but the books, let's be honest, who else is taking out books from a library that often? So I'd say I'd let those guys go, honestly, like maybe probation, and that's about it, and take away that library card. But other than that, let me know what you guys think about the book thieves. Should there be a certain amount of tons that they can only steal per year to get prison time? I don't know. You let me know. But for Stefan, yeah, he deserved to go to jail because he did steal this was the first video back, so I didn't want to do something super scary. But anyways, next video next week. Looking forward to hearing what you guys have to say.